You are now listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Podcast.
Welcome to Ride With Me, episode 109. Today is March 4th, 2024. Today's guest is my friend Janet. Hola.
Hello.
Hola,
Hi.
Janet.
Hi.
I've known this young lady since she was in diapers. And at one point, she babysat my kids when they were in diapers.
Yeah.
That was a minute. She is also, I had Chris on the podcast at one point. Chris, I have multiple Chris on the podcast. I got to specify. The therapist. How's he doing? Have you heard from him?
You know what? I haven't actually. I haven't heard from him in a while. This is the first Thanksgiving I had without him.
Yeah, I see his posts every once in a while. I think, I believe a couple days ago, Lydia asked me about him, and I was like, he's posting, so he's liking my post, so he's alive. So
He's here.
He's somewhere here. I think the last time I heard he was going to Korea.
No, he's working. So he ended that, and then I believe he's working as a correctional officer. Not in a correctional officer, but like in a prison, the therapist in a prison, basically.
Is he back in Texas?
In Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
No, he's in Arkansas.
Okay, because when we went to visit my grandma back in 2021, he was in the area. He was staying somewhere nearby, so he drove to come see us real quick. Yeah, so that was pretty cool, Chris. But like I was saying, I've met this young lady when she was an infant herself. Lydia's her older sister, one of her older sisters, and it was funny when you said that when you said you finally decided to come on. I thought about which one of your sisters was a paletera. They sold ice creams in the ice cream truck.
Pati. That's funny.
So
Pati the paletera.
Pati back in the day would drive through we used to live back in those Miraloma apartments in Oxnard, and she would sell ice cream in the area, and I don't know why I decided to always give her a hard time. I don't know why. And so one day, I think we were going to celebrate maybe your first birthday or something. We went to your mom's house, and she was there. I was like, Lydia, why is that lady here? She was like, oh, that's my sister. I was, oh, fuck. You, come here, kid. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I don't know why I always gave her a hard time. But, like I said, it's been a minute. How have you been?
Good.
Good?
I've been good, just kind of getting through everything, taking care of my mom, and trying to balance life and my mom.
I haven't seen your mom in years. How's she doing?
Oh man, poor thing. Her dementia is like really, really bad. Like one day to another, she went into have you ever seen 50 First Dates with
Yes.
Yes, okay. You remember Tom? When
10 Second Tom?
Yeah, there you go. I always say 2 minute for some reason. 10-second Tom. There you go. That's my mom.
Really?
Literally my mom.
No
Literally,
shit.
she'll be like, yeah, it's sad because she'll be like, her glasses broke, and that's like my best example. They broke, so I had to, hold them, and she's used to have them in her neck.
Yeah.
And she's like, Janet, mis anteojos? And I'm like, Mom, I have them right here. We're taking them to go get new ones. Okay. Janet, mis anteojos? Mom, they're right here. Janet, mis anteojos? And I'm like, oh my God, like, and it gets annoying. And sometimes I'm like, ugh. And then I'm like, she doesn't know any better. Like, poor thing, she's so lost. And I see her frustration, and because she talks about like, I just want to die already. And I'm like, shit, like, if I were you, I probably want the same thing, because like, dang, like, it's frustrating to forget things every couple seconds.
And are you the only one keeping an eye on her?
Yep.
Wow.
Basically, yeah, basically.
Well, kudos to you. Kudos to you, because everybody else. she had isn't that like 6 of you guys?
6 kids.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 6 kids, and I'm the only one there. They all
and you're the baby, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think about my baby, and I'm like, geez, puppy, just, you know what? I'm gonna put it on my paper. Just kill me at this age. I don't want him to go through that. Like, I don't want him to go through that, because I'm like, it's messed up. Like, I started taking care of her 14 years old because she got cancer, remember?
Yeah.
And so I stopped going to school. I gave up school to take care of her. I ended up getting kicked out of Pacifica to Frontier, and it wasn't because of bad behavior. It was because of my credits, and that
Right.
was because of my mom. I had to work. I was taking the bus to Ventura to sell LA Times at the time,
Right.
the newspaper, and I was taking care of her. And nobody stepped in to come and like make me a sopa. Nobody stepped in to do anything. I had to learn how to give her the white blood cell shots. I was 15 learning how to give shots. Like, what the heck?
Wow. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's cool, whatever. Like, their answer at that age, and I remember like completely exactly what they said. My brother said, I just had my kids. I am starting my life. Let me live my life. And I was like, here I am, 15. Like,
I'm a
okay,
kid myself.
yeah, like I didn't even know what the heck life was, but I'm like, all right, he just had kids. Like, okay. So I took care of my mom. I did what I had to do. Pati was pregnant. She couldn't, help. Everybody was living their life. Whatever. I did what I had to do.
Right.
Come around 21 years old, I get pregnant of Ryan, and she has her heart surgery, the major heart surgery where she got cut completely open.
Right.
And again, everybody went their own ways because they all had their lives. They all were too busy. And I'm like, hello, I'm 7 months pregnant, like with my first kid. Like, what
Right.
about me? What about my life? So there I go giving up. I didn't give up being a mom, but I was trying to go back to school at that time, gave it up again,
Right. Right.
focused on taking care of her, focused on taking care of my kids. And still to the day, it's like, dang, 12 years later, because Ryan's already 12 years old, and todavía, like, are you still living your life? Like, ain't you retired already? Like, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like,
If I'm
dang,
if I'm
like,
if I'm correct, and if the math is correct, I mean, the kids that he was
yeah,
having when you were 15 should be adults by now. So,
they got kids now. They
oh,
all have their
see?
own kids. And so
Wow.
that's why I'm like, hello, like, when are you gonna step in? When are you gonna, when do
Right.
I get to live my life? When do I like?
Right.
And I'm not being selfish or being rude, but it's like, dang, I gave up school at 14. I gave up, school again at 21. I became, the Big Lots manager and had to give that up because that's when she started showing symptoms.
Yeah.
Now I'm working like at my, my career job, and again I had to go on leave because I'm trying to figure out like cómo la cuido,
And
because
you've been a busy person because you've been trying to come on the podcast for a minute now.
yeah, and
We're
it's just been like ding, 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 and it's
yeah.
always I feel bad, but it's always her,
Yeah,
and
no. Right now,
it's
the boys are like, Dad,
I gotta take care of her.
the boys are like, are we gonna watch Shazam too? And I'm like, I mean, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
it's a good movie.
is it okay? Don't spoil it. And I'm like, yeah, we can watch it. And then I go pick them up from their confirmation class, and I'm like, hey, I want to record a podcast at 6 o'clock. And they're like, really, Dad? And I'm like, you guys can watch it without me. And they're like, fuck, whatever. And the wife's the one that told him, no, we're gonna watch it with Dad. But he chose to do his
Aw,
podcast over us. I'm like, oh my
oh,
god, yeah,
that's
fucking
me.
little
That's
dicks.
so me.
Um, and so, but no, I mean, yeah, no, I know. Like I said, I've known you for your almost your whole life, and yeah, the last few times that I saw you in person, yeah, you were either with your mom or on your way to your mom's or that yeah,
Always.
that's a lot of responsibility right there. And so where is she? Is she staying with you or she has her own place or
No, so right now I'm in the process of trying. I don't even know what to do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just lost. And I've reached out and I've asked all of them to help for help. And I kid you not, like they're stupid, but whatever. Now they're gonna know. I've screenshotted their replies. I get a laugh out loud, laughing my ass off. I'm busy right now. I'm sleeping. Call you later. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm asking for help. She's leaving the stove on. She needs to, I need to get her into a home. She
yeah,
doesn't want to go into a home. So then I need to figure out, so then who's going to take the responsibility to take her in? Like, I'm giving you the option to say, hey, I'm going to do it. Okay, cool. Do it, because obviously I can't do it right now. I'm in a one bedroom. ¿Dónde la meto? But
exactly.
luckily, she lives like 2 minutes from me, which is like a good and a bad. She drives over here all freaking time. And luego me quedo yo con el pinche estrés because pinche lady se va a perder on the way back. Or like when it
Yeah.
was raining, her tires, she almost went straight into the house.
Oh
And I'm like,
wow.
fuck. Like, fucking lady, man. So
So
that's why I tell my brothers and
so
sisters.
she's obviously not that bad where they haven't taken her license away.
No, they did. She
Oh,
doesn't have a
so
license.
she shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, yeah. So her doctor, I told her doctor, hey, like, is she supposed to be driving? And her doctor tells her, as long as you don't go too far. So I'm actually filing a complaint for negligence because I'm
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, are you gonna be responsible when she kills somebody or she's in jail or
Yeah.
she kills herself? No, you're not. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them, well, he told her not to go too far. She crashed right there up the street. Like,
Oh
not
no.
like being like dumb, but like for real, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like, no. So
crazy.
it's hard. It's so like, man, I'm like, they should prepare people for like Alzheimer's, dementia, taking care of
Yeah.
their parents, like, because it is hard. Like, holy cow, it's a whole nother
You
kid,
have
and
your
then
3 kids and your mom to worry about.
yeah, four,
Ouch.
four kids.
4 kids. Oh,
Four
my bad,
kids.
my bad. Four
Yeah, four
kids.
kids. Yeah, four
Wow.
kids. Thankfully, well, yeah, three because Ryan está con el grandpa, so grandpa's like hands on taking
Oh,
care of
good.
Ryan.
Cool.
He calls me like if like, oh, he's sick or some like crazy emergency. There was like a school shooting or something, and Ryan called me. So that's when I get the calls. It's like emergency, emergency. I get the calls.
Oh,
But other than that, he's like good. He's on his own, and I'm like, oh, my poor baby. I miss him, but it's a lot of help because I have my mom. But
right.
it's like, damn, like I wish I could have my son, and that way, somebody could help with my mom. Like it should be that way. I should. It shouldn't be the way it is, but it is what it is. There's my brothers and sisters, and they
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, I was
They just plain suck.
no, that does suck. I mean, I haven't spoken to Lydia in a minute, and Lydia was like a mom to me, and I don't know. I tried and I tried and I tried to have her come live with me and get her out of the situation that she claims she's not in, but I told my phone the other day, call my wife. I told her call Letty Martinez, but the phone didn't understand it,
Oh.
and he called Lydia Martinez, and so she texted me, "Mijo, that you call me?" And I, played it off. Yeah,
You're like
yeah, yeah.
shit.
Just kind of see how you're doing, and then I played it off. But I hope she's well and everything. But I just kind of like, I kind of just, in a way, kind of tapped out a little bit here, you know?
Yeah, same. I actually they're gonna know this now too. I actually blocked them all. No, what's her name? Bati. I've always respected Bati. She's always been kind of the one that stayed on the straight
Yeah,
compared to everybody. Everybody either did drugs or are just stupid, and Bati hasn't. She's kind of stayed straight
yeah.
and done her thing. Hector's on his own. He's a guy, whatever. So I've always respected her, and she came at me telling me that excuse me, it was before Thanksgiving. She was like, "Oh, I'm bringing mom over to my house, and I'm gonna take care of her. I don't need you to do anything anymore." And I'm like, wait, 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 wait. Like we were having a perfectly fine conversation, and then she fired at me, and I was like, hold on. And I'm like, wait, because my mom told me she was going to visit. To visit,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay? But then Pati spilled the beans, and I go, what the fuck? So then it all came into my head, and I go, this motherfucker is trying to get my mom to visit, and then they're just gonna play the part because se le olvida, you
Yeah.
know. Mañana te llevamos, mañana te llevamos, mañana te llevamos, ya nunca la van a traer. And I go, try to take my mama. Ain't nobody gonna take my mom. I took her my whole life. You're gonna take my mama? Like, no way. I
Yeah.
was like, no. So I told my mom, I go, look, mom, this is the deal. Like, estás en tus cinco sentidos, ¿qué quieres hacer?
Yeah.
No, 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 yo no voy. And I said, write me a paper that you do not want to go, that you do not want to move anywhere, and that you want to come home. So she did. And I was like, as long as I get on her cinco sentidos and I can get her to write it down,
Yeah.
we know what she wants. So if they try to say anything else, they're putting words in her head. So Bati comes at me and tells me, you never took care of her. You've never done this. You've never done that. And I'm like, what? So that's when it just like, it pissed me off, and I told her off, and then I just sat there and I wanted to fucking the Janet in me wanted to put a fucking firework up all their asses and light them all up. But I was like,
Oh yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. For my
I
list,
want
for
to
my
drink.
listeners that don't know, Janet is tiny, but she's a fucking firecracker.
Oh man, I wanted to be mean, but I was like, you know what? I recently started reading the Bible, and it says on a part that you have to give God something to work with. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna leave it in God's hands. So I just wrote to them all and I said, you know what? I'm tired of being treated like the baby, but expected to do the oldest's job.
Right.
And I was like, and it's gonna make me cry because I was like, you guys have treated me like a baby. Like when it comes to anything that's like holy cow important, like you guys just regard me and don't tell me anything.
Right.
But then when it comes to the responsibilities, you guys expect me to take care of my mom, to make sure her bills are paid, to make sure she's going to her doctor's appointment, to make sure everything is done. And I was like, and I'm done. I said, I'm tired
Yeah.
of that. Until you guys can be on the same level and treat me like the adult and give me the respect that I deserve, I don't want to speak to none of you. And I
Right.
said, so with that said, I said, you guys have a happy holidays because it was Christmas. I mean, Thanksgiving, like I said. So I said, happy holidays and happy new year. And I said, have yourself a good life. And I blocked everybody. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't do it no more. Like, it's fucked up because they treat me, they continuously treat me like I'm the fucking baby. Like, they want to, like, especially Pati, like, she wants to, like, I'll kick your ass and da 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 da. Oh, make sure you take mom to the doctor's appointment. Bitch, get your shit straight.
Yeah.
Like, like, you're gonna fuck me up, or you're gonna want me to take the lady to the doctor's appointment because you're treating me two different ways, and I
And
don't
then
like that.
how old are we now to be fucking people up?
Yeah, like why are you even talking like that? Like
Yeah,
learn
we're
to
past
respect
that.
people. Like, yeah, it's like no, so I was like no. So once I put my foot down though, it was a good thing because Jackie put her foot down. And Jackie finally stood up for herself and she actually reached out to me through her daughters. And because she finally understood like we've been the pendejas this whole time, stupid. Like we're the only ones that take care of my mom. Like she comes in and out, she
Yeah,
does her
yeah, yeah.
time and then she leaves. But it's like at the end of the day, it's always been me and Jackie, me and Jackie, me and Jackie.
Another bumping into your family. Sorry to change this conversation real quick, but I would always see Jackie in junior high. We had the same class. I think we're in the same year. I think we're born the same year. And one day I go again to your mom's house, and she's there, and I'm like, like,
You're like,
ooh,
hmm?
no, no, I had a crush on your sister. and, and I was like, oh, what is she doing here? And yeah, dude, I
Funny.
guess that's what happens when you guys lived in the projects, right?
We were all scattered from different dads.
How was it?
That's funny.
How was it growing up in the project? My brother and I were talking about growing up in Colonia, but you lived in the projects in
Oh
Colonia.
man. I miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I go back and I'm like, fucking assholes knocked down my whole ass neighborhood. Like, dang, I can't even. All I could go back and show is like, that's the dirt I was built on.
Right?
That's so fucked up for real. But
Yeah,
it was
the
cool.
last time I drove by there, they had demolished the entire thing, and
Everything.
they're just gonna they're gonna rebuild them, right?
Yeah, and they did, and they're super cute and super nice, but it's just it's fucked up. That's
Yeah.
that's where I grew up. Like that's fucked up. Like I have nowhere to like show like especially the stroller way, like to show the kids like
Yeah.
that's where I used to play with marbles, like we used to like roll up and down them hills, like there's nothing.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
you
yeah,
guys
it's
were
just
right.
gone.
You guys right there. You guys had the entrance right to the park where they played soccer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we had that whole because we were on Dolores, so then you would as soon as especially my door, once you open the door, you see straight to Parque del Sol,
Yeah.
and then the stadium that's now like they have the metal gates around it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
other one, remember they used to have a third one? It was Parque del Sol, the stadium, and then there was a little third one.
Another one. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
gone.
Really?
It's houses. I was like, that's so weird. I was like, it's like the escuelita, and then there's houses. Like I was so used to the escuelita and like the soccer
Yeah.
field.
Well, I used to when we lived in the apartments across the street on what is that, Rose and Camino del Sol. Remember that used to be a big old empty lot back in the
Oh
day.
yeah, where Carl's Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we were kids, my brothers and the neighbors, we would get our shovels and we would go across into that dirt field and we would make like our own dirt ramps. And we
Oh
would,
yeah, to bike.
yeah, we would ride our bikes and do jumps and tricks, and we thought we were BMXing, whatever you call that
Yeah.
shit. And now it is a brand new Cars Junior four-way market. That guy expanded so many fucking stores.
I know he did. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
four-way market,
Yeah.
and then I think I saw it was just is it just a Cars Junior in the four-way market or more
No, there's a
houses, right?
church también, like behind Carl's Jr. There's a little church that does like diaper giveaways on
Oh,
Mondays.
okay.
It's pretty cool because they like provide things for their little community,
Yeah.
which is cool. But
Well,
it's just they took everything.
when we lived on those apartments, I would cross the street, I would cross Rose Avenue onto Parque del Sol, and I would walk that little path that passed by the park, the soccer field, and I would walk all the way to Chavez Elementary. I was in the sixth grade, and I would walk through that whole
Oh
little
wow.
that whole little walk path, and it's not the safest walk path.
No, no, and then remember I was telling my husband the other day, I go, remember when he doesn't know Oxnard, when the new house is okay, so it's like Guadalupe Church, and then they have those little, like, I don't know, those cute little new houses
Those
in
little
front of Frank.
condos, yeah,
In
yeah,
front
yeah.
those
Oh,
new
oh,
houses
yeah,
in front of
yeah, yeah,
Frank.
yeah, yeah.
When they weren't even there
All
and
that
it
was
was like a
strawberry
field.
fields. Yeah,
Yeah, and I go, damn, that sucks. I go, I remember when I used to walk. I go, my
yeah,
first year of freaking Pacifica. I go, I had to cross that whole shit to
yeah,
get to school, and I was like, it was horrible. And I was like, and then they opened that. No, I'm lying. The ones in front of Frank were already there, but the ones on the side of Frank was still field.
yeah.
So we had to go around the freak. It was so stupid. Like we couldn't go across. Y
You
luego
couldn't.
ya,
So we. I remember. I
no.
remember. I remember when we lived in Colon. I think on those apartments. On Rose and Camino. We used to walk to Walmart, and there was no sidewalk. We would walk on the
No,
edge of the
I
fields.
know. I passed out going. It was so freaking hot. I passed out on those damn fields. Jackie was all pissed, dragging me through the damn fields like it was fields.
Yeah, no, no. That I think I drove the boys. We drove to Oxnard one day because obviously I'm obviously I'm not in Oxnard anymore, and we drove and I told the wife, you know what? I don't think I've ever taken the boys through Colonia, and they were like, what the fuck is this? Like,
When they say Colonia,
yeah,
that's what
right.
my son says.
Yeah,
My son's not Colonia, and I go, shut up, Colonia, okay? Say it right.
it's a trip because I had one of my accounts. The customer just bought it and they owned the liquor store on Gonzalez and Ventura Road, Chicago's Liquor.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's where everybody gets shot at. Yeah.
For real.
Yep.
No,
Next.
for real. I just went the other day. That's funny because I just went there the other day, and I don't know where I was going, and I was like, oh, they have food. Let me go check it out. Man, I go, shit. I'd be scared that I'm gonna get shot by the owner. Motherfucker looks scary as fuck. I didn't even want to go in. I was like, I don't know. So I was like, oh, I just wanted to see if you sell so and so, and he ended up selling it. So I'm like, fuck, I have to stay. But he's scary. He's
Yeah.
really scary. Have you met him? Have you gone to see him? Oh man,
No,
because
no,
he's
no, no.
scary looking.
Yeah,
Y ni
no.
te habla. He just like you walk by him and you feel like you're in a prison, like those movies.
Uh,
I was like, oh, I don't like him. I was like, he's scary, like really scary.
no, yeah, no,
But
freaking
yeah,
that area, yeah, no, they demolished that whole area. And then I think at one point back in like right before my wife and I got to like we moved in together, she had to give up her condo where she was living at, and I guess her uncle re-rented it to somebody else to make more money off of it because they're not gonna overcharge the niece.
yeah.
So she ended up renting a room with Lydia's friend Alicia. I think it's Alicia.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
in so like what is it like on Second Street, like on the opposite side of the projects,
yeah.
and then she rented the room for the month and never slept there. She's like,
She was
yeah,
so
yeah.
scared.
She was like, I don't know about
Mhm.
this area. I'm like, fuck it, come stay with me then. And then
Yeah,
she pretty much rented the room for storage for a month, and that's it.
yeah. Alicia's so nice. I like
Yeah,
Alicia.
no, she was cool. I'm like, hey, it's just not working out. Nothing against you guys or nothing. It's just the area. She goes, no, we get it. So she pretty much paid for a month of storage and then came to
Yeah,
live with
it's
me.
weird because I grew up there, but like as far as like me moving back, like I wouldn't move back. And I feel like I look back and I'm not talking like shit about anybody. Like, how do you say it? I don't even know how to say it, but I'm gonna just be blunt. Like, I think that a person that grew up in the project needs to, even Colonia, just in general, Colonia needs to get out to know that there's better and that they don't need to be stuck in that place. And I don't say it in a mean way, But it's just like I see, like, you know, a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends who still live in the projects.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends whose family still lives in Colonia, and to them, they still have that. They carry the same attitude. You know, they still do the same shit. Like, they still, like, I don't know. It's just like they just don't no crecen
They don't
from
grow
all
up.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then it's like, and then I see others who I know people who are gang affiliated and they're gang members, you know, and I'm not going to say any names, but they've had families and they've moved out of Colonia and they have their own home outside of Colonia, you know,
yeah,
and these people have a whole different, like, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, their families, their children, their wives, like everything. Like they got businesses and stuff like that. And I trip out because I feel like I said, it goes back to, I feel like they need to get out of there to know that there's better. Because I mean, they can't say, oh, it's from Colonia and you're dissing people from Colonia. No, because these are people who are gang members
yeah,
who are doing so much better and who carry themselves in a whole different perspective, being out of the neighborhood versus the people who just, they can't get out.
yeah.
And because they can't get out, it's like, unfortunately we have mañas just growing up in the projects.
And
We do. We have mañas, and you see it when you come around across other people who grew up there. You're like, the fuck, like, you
yeah,
do that too?
yeah,
Like, that must be a project thing.
yeah.
Like,
No,
it's weird, but it is like that.
yeah, no. I always said, I said a while back. I feel like the older we get, the more better in life we should be getting. So
Exactly.
if we're still, you know, acting and acting like we're 20, but we're 40, and still acting like then 20, you know, nah,
It's not even that. It's like I was just looking at it the other day and I was tripping out because it's like I have a friend who mom has been on housing since I was little, since you were little.
yeah,
Like, I'm pretty sure your mom, my mom knows her mom, you know? And now, excuse me, now that her mom is getting older, like the housing is moving on into her name, and so she's staying in that same house,
okay,
you know, and she's raising her kids in that same house, in that same neighborhood, in the same way. Like, and she's not even trying to get out of there. She's not trying to better herself. She's basically like, I dead ass see her repeating her mom's story all over again, on
right,
welfare, on food stamps, you know, no haciendo nada, nomás ahí sentada como pinche vaga.
yeah,
And that's what I like. When I see that, I'm like, fuck, like, they don't kill the cycle. And it's like, eventually
yeah,
you got to kill the cycle, because guess what? Now your kid's seeing that. Now your kid's going to do the same shit. And then it's just going to continue and continue and continue. And I hate to be rude, but there are people in the projects. There's always those one, two moms that are like, bitch, you live off welfare? Like,
the projects and
I never see it
welfare,
work.
the projects and welfare wasn't meant for it to be a life thing. It's just to
Mm-mm.
help you get on your feet. But people
Mm-hmm.
milk the fucking system.
And that's what I mean. That girl right there is like the dead ass example, and I'm like,
Yeah,
shit. And then there's other people that I know whose parents do still live in the projects. They don't. They
yeah.
own their
See,
house. They, you know,
I remember when we used to get the food stamps in the mail,
in a
and
paper
and
form.
yeah, like these little
What
booklets, like
checking?
you know, yeah. And then I think like the $1 bill was like a brown color, the $5 bill
Yeah.
was like a green color, and then I remember the day that my mom had to go to this little office over there by the grocery store on Saviors and Channel Islands. There's a little
Oh yeah, it
like a
looks like a
little
checking
bank, little
place
cashing
now.
plate where she had to get her actual
Yeah.
debit card now, the EBT card. And so then I think then at first she would have to walk over there and they would refresh the card or some shit like that, and then they changed it to automatically just adding it to your thing. So when I was unemployed for 2.5 years, I did I refused. I did not want because my mom was in the food stamp system all my life that I didn't want that. And they're like, dude, my buddy's like, dude, go at least go get food stamps, man. You're running out of unemployment. They would give it to you. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. Up until my unemployment ran out, then I said, fuck it, let's go get them. And I went and got them. The moment they told me at a job, you're going to start on this day, I called them and told them to fuck off. And they were like, no, no, we got to see how your paychecks were. It's like, I'm telling you to give them to people that need them more than I do. And you want to keep me on them? Like, does that make sense? I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I don't want them anymore, but you want me to still hold on to them. I get a call like maybe 2 years later. Mr. Martinez, did you know there's like $4 in your account still? They've been sitting there forever. I'm like, really? Give them to someone else
Why?
who needs them more than I do. I told you guys I
Yeah.
started working, and by then I was already working where I'm at now. Like, I
Yeah.
probably burned the card years ago.
Yeah. You're like, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore.
Yeah,
But
what the?
that's how they are.
Yeah,
There's people who are like that and just live off of that shit, and it's sad. It is sad because you see it, and I'm like, I don't think they've ever stepped out of Colonia to know that there's better for them.
yeah,
Like, I wouldn't move back. I personally, fuck that shit. I had my kids not forcefully, but I enrolled them too late, and they had to go to Rose Avenue, and I was like, fucking shit, I gotta
oh,
gangster my kids up. I felt like those movies when you're like, you gotta roll over on the corner, you gotta stop real quick and be like thug your shit out real quick.
yeah,
I was like, I gotta thug my kids out. Like, ain't no way they're gonna get punked. And Ryan, at first, sí, como que, like, they try to punk him. Because
yeah,
these kids went to BARD. Like, they
yeah,
don't know nothing. They're all
yeah,
innocent, going to school, military kids and stuff.
yeah, right?
Like, they don't know anything. And at first, like, sí, como que they tried to punk him, but he stood up for himself. And since he's all handsome, all, like,
Yeah,
he caught friends quick. Andrea, it was, like, a little bit tougher. The teachers were kind of mean to her, and I was like, whatever. But eventually, yeah, they blend in. But I did have to, like, check Ryan, like, about one, 2 times, because he came home and he's do it for la colonia, chiques.
oh
And I'm like,
hells no.
what did you say? And I go, you want me to pull over and show you what it is? And he was like, what happened, Mom? I was like, you don't say that. And I was like,
Yeah,
no. I go, you go to that school, but you're getting the fuck out as soon as I can take you out.
yeah. So
I
what
was like,
what
no, but it's crazy. They're different. The school, the kids.
yeah. What's
I,
so what's
oh
that
man.
what
Go ahead,
what
sorry.
side of town are you on now then?
Right now I'm in Wainimi. I was in Southside for like a long time. They've
Yeah.
been in Southside their whole lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Their whole lives. They've never been on that side. We've been in Southside or Wainimi, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
basically the only sides we stay. But as far as like staying near like gang affiliated areas, I try to
No.
stay away from all that. Like
Yeah.
for them, because I don't want them growing around that. I don't want them knowing that they don't need to be. And I'm so proud because Ryan, like, he tells me, he goes, you mean the wannabe cholos? Like, that's what he does.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, he has the mentality. Like,
Yeah.
he's not about that. He's into
Yeah.
gaming, and that's his thing. And I'm like, I'd rather you be in your games. Like, I'll
Ye-
support that 100 as long as you're not out there.
Yeah,
Like,
no, the with the boys, they're nowhere near close to even knowing what a cholo was. Like they, they were still we've been out here for 7 years now. So, even where we lived at, they went to Kamala Elementary, muy chingón. And then and then after that we came out here obviously, but and you see the photos, they're into band and track and
yeah, that's good though.
so nowhere near close to that. I mean, and that's what my brother was saying last time we were on the he was on the podcast, was like, we grew up in Colonia, and not once did we decide to hang out with those kind of crews or kind of that into a
Exactly.
crew like that or individuals or stuff like that. So um it's I mean, sometimes when people say, hey man, I got shot at or whatever, I'm like, hey man, we all pick our profession, you happen to pick that one.
Mhm.
So you
Yeah.
know
No, and it's sad. It really is. I agree with, because I'm like, it's
so
on who you hang out with, and sometimes they're like, oh, but you can't judge them or blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, yeah,
I feel bad, but it's like, I'm just not about that no more. Like,
right.
I'm sorry, like, I'm just not about that lifestyle no more, and I've grown up, and I'm just not gonna put myself in that situation. Period. And
Exactly.
go live
Exactly.
yours, and I'll live mine, and that's that.
Exactly. So what's up with the other ones? How old are the other ones? The little ones?
Andrea's actually going to be 8 this Wednesday. I thought it was Friday, so I haven't even gotten her gift. I feel so bad. I was like, wait, this Wednesday? Hold on. Isa just turned 2 on the 24th, and Seth is, how old is Seth? 10 months.
10 months. Oh, okay. So
Yeah, 10
brand new
months.
baby.
Yeah, brand new. Well, both the little ones, they're like back to back
Okay.
babies. Yeah, 2 and 10 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're gonna grow up. They're gonna grow up right next to each other, just like the boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the goal. I was
Oh,
like, I
okay.
want them back to back just to get it done and over with. And I was like,
Yeah.
I've seen so many grow up back to back like that, and it's cute. And I was like, I like that because it's cute. They grow up
Mm-hmm.
to be each other's best friends.
Yeah. Not when they're in
And I
high
was
school,
like,
though. Pains in the ass.
I know, ahorita estos pinches cabrones, they're so little, but it's funny because you'll see them like Isa takes the
Yeah.
baby's things. Isa's the older one, and he'll take the baby's things. And Seth will just look at him like, motherfucker.
I'm gonna grow up one day to kick your
But
ass. Colonia chicas, fucker.
yeah. Oh man. So then Seth I mean, Isa has long hair, really long hair,
Yeah.
and he'll go and he'll chill on the baby's walker. So it's like his hair's like kind of leaning there, and
Yeah.
Seth grabs him by the hair, boom,
Oh shit.
and then he'll just look at me like, haha, mom, he got it.
Damn.
And I'm like, I just look at his dad like, you know what? He had it coming. He kind of warned him earlier.
Right.
But yeah, it's crazy because you see them just like go at it, and I'm like, pinche cabrón is so little, but oh man, it's gonna be fun.
No,
That's
well,
what I
yeah,
can
well,
say.
you hardly post anything on Facebook, right? Because I didn't even know you had a fourth baby.
No, I don't. I don't really like to post. I don't know. I just don't like to post them. I was judged a lot with the fourth one because they were like, "You just had a baby and you're having
Yeah.
another one," and I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't
you
even
said
know.
who?
I didn't
You
even know.
said who's having a baby?
Yeah, well,
Me,
yeah.
not you.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, no, I didn't tell nobody. I think Chris was like the only one who knew, and that was only because he came for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't have. I was like, yeah, I can't hide it no more. I'm pregnant. He's like, yeah, obviously. I was just like,
Freaking
yeah.
kid.
I was like, fuck. So he knew, and then I didn't tell anybody till like I think it was like 7 months. But I don't really post him. I don't really
Yeah,
put
no, I
much,
have.
and
Like I said, I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
yeah, yeah,
I
keep them a secret.
No, yeah, no, and some you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, sometimes like even my one of my brother-in-laws, they'll post a picture, and if the baby's in the photo, they'll emoji the face or something like that, or you
Yeah,
know.
I've seen that.
So
I've
people
seen
do.
that
I
a
mean,
lot.
people do that a lot. I mean, it's just like they're saying that nowadays the internet's just fucking scary. Like with me, with even the
Yeah.
boys are freaking 15 and 16, going on 17. I only post it on the story because then 24 hours later it's gone. You know,
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's true, huh?
or rarely, I mean, I'll post something on my post, and then like every month I'll go on my Instagram and I'm like, okay, cleanup time, and I'll just delete old photos or stuff that doesn't make sense, or okay, well, they're at the snow in this photo, they're in the snow in this photo, let me delete this one and stuff like that. So I always clean it up. I always clean it up, but uh,
Yeah, it is scary though, because there's just weirdos.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's just it's a crazy times, crazy world. But ¿qué diré? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? How's I think I saw Jackie's oldest had a baby. Um,
Oh
I
yeah.
saw that,
Her
and
baby's so smart. He's so cute.
yeah.
He's sign languages.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's only one and he signs. It's so cute. I'm like, este cabrón, like todo. He tells you everything. He's hungry. I
That's
want
cool.
more milk.
That's
And
cool.
I'm like, little sucker pie. He's so cute.
No, that's real cool. Yeah, no, I think that same baby, the same my brother-in-law's baby, she does like more and
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what he
yeah, it's
does.
a trip. So I'm like, good for her. Good for
Yeah,
her.
it's good. I think it's the whole Miss Rachel. She encourages it a lot.
Oh, I
I'm like,
think
that's good though because some babies are autistic. Some babies can't talk,
yeah.
and they're learning something else.
Yeah, no, freaking my mother-in-law asked me if I had like if I can put like a Fire Stick or something on her TV in her room because she watches the same baby, and I have a Fire TV here that I don't use. So I'll just take it over there, and she only wanted it for Miss Isma or something like that. Shout out
Oh,
to
that's
Miss
probably another
Shout
one.
out to Miss Isma, whoever that is. And same thing was teaching her Spanish and stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, that baby's gonna knows more Spanish than the boys, and she's only one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
what I'm like. Dang, these like, kids are like they're learning a lot, and there's a lot of them. I just saw Miss Monica.
yeah,
Yeah, Miss Monica yesterday, and I was like, look at them. Like everybody's all of a sudden coming up. All these Mrs. and Mr. What do we need a Mister? Va a salir Mister something. Watch.
Right?
That's all we need.
We
But it's
used to
cute
have
though.
Steve from Blue's Clues. That's what we had.
Shoot. No, you know what I remember? Jeez, what was her name? Oh, ya se me olvidó. She used to come out with a star though. And she had two chongos with a pink shirt and then three freckles, really dark freckles.
La Chilindrina?
No, I know she did look like the picture chilindrina, but oh man, Miss Nina? I think it was Miss Nina.
I
I
don't know.
want to say the boys probably watched her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Miss Nina, and yeah, that's what we had. And I go, hey, they all did Miss Nina, and
Right.
she was so cool. She had like these crazy shorts and stuff with her big ass shirt. Yeah, she was cool, but I forgot her name. Now I want to go find. I think it was Miss Nina.
Well,
Something like
I don't
that.
have anybody here today, so we can't Google anything. So, but
It's fine.
¿qué diré? I know. The reason why you've been wanting to come on the podcast is because you did have some dark times, and
Oh
you
yeah.
wanted to kind of share your story. And one of them, I know you wanted to talk about domestic violence, and I grew up around that shit. I grew up around domestic violence. I myself am not perfect. I myself ended up hitting the mother of my kids. And I mean, I can only say from my point of view, but what I did was obviously hit somebody, but you were the victim. So
Hmm.
you wanna touch on that? ¿Qué pasó?
Yeah.
You're driving or you're in the car or sitting down? You're in the car, right?
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the car. No, I'm just looking behind me because there's the people coming in and out of the drive-through,
Oh, okay.
driveway, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I'm just, yeah, just eyeing them out. But yeah, no, no, it was scary. It was a lot of people don't understand domestic violence, and they say, oh, but she goes back or he goes back, and I'm like, dang, like I look at it and I'm like, I was with this guy for like 10 years, like 10 years. It was going back and it was the same shit, back and forth. Like he would hit me, or it started off small, just like they say, like it's the same thing
Yeah.
exactly like they say, and everybody says the same thing, like why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? But from what I've learned now, like being um and I still call myself a victim because I'm not over it. I forgot what they say. There's like not emotional. There's trauma trauma bond, I think it is. And that's what leads a person to go back to the person that causes them trauma. Like,
Right.
and it's unfortunate, but it can be with anybody. Like, there's people who have a trauma bond with their parents.
Yeah.
There's people who have trauma bond with, their tios and tias, their grandparents. Like,
Right.
it's not just, your partners or whatever, but
And then some of the like domestic violence cases, it's not even something like it's just a guy comes in a bad mood or he's pissed off or the woman nowadays. Women hit too now. What do you call it? Like my first time that I did anything was to obviously to the mother of my kids. She was gone. I was supposed to go to work and she was gone for the night. And like, what the fuck? Where the fuck's this broad at and shit? And then she comes home and she's finally home, and I trying to get her to be honest with me, and I can't get it out of her. So I fucking slap her, and but I never really like beat her down like some like other guys do or women do. Like
yeah.
I slap. There was the one time that I slapped her, and then there's the second time I clotheslined her. She was fucking again. She cheated on me again for like the fifth time, and then I just lost my shit, and I fucking and it wasn't even about like because she cheated on me. She was like, I'm gonna take, she didn't want me. She was gonna go and hang out with her lover, and I didn't want her taking Layla with her. My daughter. I didn't want her taking my daughter with her, and she that's my fucking kid, and I lost my shit. And I just fucking like
Yeah.
gave her one of the clotheslines. I was gonna get my ass kicked in jail, but the guy's like, "Did you beat her up? Did you beat her up?" I'm like, "Nah, I just clotheslined her." It's like in wrestling. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I was about to beat your ass, but fuck, man, because that's all you did. He goes, sometimes they fucking deserve it too. I'm like, ay cabrón. No, I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that one. I wasn't expecting that one.
I've heard that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, pues qué pasó? How did you beat it? Or what's going on? I mean, how did you finally enough?
In his case, I guess you can say it just became I don't even know. I think okay, so we finally parted when he caused me to lose my kids. So that was 2017.
It got that bad you lost your kids?
Yeah, so 2017 when Andrea was about to be one. She was born 2016, so February 2017, she was barely gonna be one. I don't remember the exact day, but we were driving down the Pacific Highway and he lost his shit. I don't even know why. Like I can't even remember why, but he lost his shit. We had both kids, Ryan and Andrea, in the back seat, and he's just going off and he was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that. And then he was opening the door trying to throw me out. And he was driving and he's trying to throw me out. And I'm like pulling the door, like, no, And then I gave Ryan my phone through the side,
Mm-hmm.
but I already had 911 dialed. So he just had to push the green button, which he knew how to push the green button.
Yeah.
And he called, and all I hear is, it's a golden car. His name's Austin Rodriguez, and he's gonna kill my mommy.
Oh,
And I was like,
wow.
oh my God, good job. I was like, damn, kid. Like, he said everything. Like, and he was like this with his little manita, like reaching.
Yeah.
So, because Austin was trying to grab him, and then he hit me like crazy. He just kept like swinging at me, and I couldn't move. I mean, I'm in the passenger seat. He drove to Bubbles Laundry on Channel Islands, I think it is, and he got off to go to the trunk. I don't know what the hell he want to go
Is
get.
that the one by the 99-cent store?
No, 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 no. That one's it's over the bridge. Is it Channel Islands? Yeah, it is
It
Channel
sounds so
Islands.
familiar, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which one. There's like it's weird. It's this new one. There's a 7-Eleven.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
7-Eleven by it. But he pulled over. He went to go grab something from the trunk. I fucking jumped from the passenger to the driver's side, locked them bitches so fast and backed out. Whether I hit him or not, I don't fucking know. But I was
Yeah.
gone. And my eyes were so swollen because he had two black eyes. I drove to the McDonald's that was over the bridge, and I thought I seen him. So when I drove, I stopped, I called the police. They told me to stay there. I thought I seen him, and I
Yeah.
tried to leave, and I took the fucking mailbox.
Oh,
They
shit.
don't have it no more. Yeah,
Damn.
they don't have it no more. I took the fucking mailbox on the sidewalk. I broke my axles, and I'm like, fuck, like that's just how my eyes were swollen shut, from
Yeah.
my black eyes. And the cops ended up coming that night, and then like 2 3 days later they came over with CPS and they took my kids. And I was like, wait, what, why? And they're like, because you were in a domestic violence case and they're in danger. And I'm like, then fucking arrest him.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything, and I went to his work. I gave it time. They didn't do shit, and I was like, all right. Like 4 or 5 days later, I went in his work, and I told him like I lured him on. I brought you lunch. I want you to come home. I did this whole like big old scene. When he got there, I fucked his shit up so fucking bad to where I made him hit me, and I already had 911 on phone.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm here and here, and he's gonna hit me. Watch. So
Damn.
I set him up. I'm not gonna lie, I set him up, but I was like,
You
I don't
busted
care.
a Jennifer Lopez and enough.
I was like, I'm done. Yeah, I was like, I'm done. Like you say, you can't find him, bitch. I found him. He's right here. Like, hello. So I was like, So I got him. I finally got him arrested, and it took long, but I fought tooth and nail for my kids, and I did get them back. But that's when I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with you. I'm not gonna continue doing this. You made me lose my kids. Like, this is enough. Is enough. Like, that's
Yeah.
it. So that's when we ended up moving. I moved completely. As soon as I got them, I moved from the last location he knew. He had no idea where I was at.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna stay low key, hidden in this little shit. It was a worst shithole I've ever lived in, but I was like, I don't care. And I manifested and I manifested and I was like, I'm gonna get those apartments. I'm gonna get those apartments. I'm gonna live there. Like that's it. I'm gonna live there. Sure enough, within a year, I got the call and I was in the apartments. So I didn't tell him anything for. So that was 2017, and then 2019. I don't know what the hell happened. I must have hit my head or something. And there I go calling him again. And so then I looked for him. I think I looked for him. I don't even know. And so we found each other again, and here we are together again. And he ends up, obviously knowing where I am, and he just never fucking left. And that's when, like, it was like they say you open a can of worms. I opened the door to the fucking devil. Like, I opened the door to the fucking devil. He just never left, and it was just a shit show. He made my house his house. He was there whether I wanted him to be there or not. He was taking my car keys. He would hide my car keys. He would take my car, and I couldn't go to work. I couldn't, I couldn't do anything because he would take my car. He would take my SIM out of my phone. Like, he would do so much shit to where it was just like, fuck, like. And he knew that I wasn't gonna call the cops because of the fact that he had previously gotten the kids taken.
Yeah.
So that fear, was there, and so he would just keep it was like he was taunting me and taunting me and taunting me for years. And then I don't know what happened. Maybe it was me. I ended up getting pregnant 2019, and I had a miscarriage. And I just blamed him. I was like, it's all the abuse you're putting me through. It's everything you're putting me through. Like, I lost my baby, and it was two. It was twins, and I blamed him for everything. So then that's when, like, I became the abuser, and everything he was doing to me, I started doing to him, and I started beating his ass. Like, when I say I was beating his ass, I'll admit that I nearly killed him one time. I got the broom and I put it in his throat so fucking hard. I lifted him, and I'm short, but I lifted his ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, you put your fucking hands on me one more time, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he had to go to the hospital, and he has the papers where they said that whatever is in your throat was cracked.
The Adam's apple.
And some shit, I don't know, but they were like, had anything, like, had it like, I pushed any harder, it would have killed him. And I was like, oh fuck, I almost did kill the motherfucker. Like, but it was just, it got to the point that I was so tired of it. I was like, I'm just gonna react like you do, and then it just became like, fuck, we were just boxing day in, day out. It wasn't even like an abuse, like he's abusing me. It was like we were going at it. Like, you swing, I'm gonna swing at you. You come, I'm gonna come at you. Like, I'm done. Like, you brought the fucking bitch out of me, and you wanna come? Like, feeling froggy? Let's try, motherfucker. Like, don't worry.
Yeah.
I was like, let's do this. Like, So then that's when I was like, I can't do this. Like, I need to stop. Like, it needs to stop. Like, that's enough. Enough is enough. So I finally told him, like, you need to go. I changed locks. I did everything. And he just wouldn't. No quería, no quería, no quería. I'm homeless. I don't have nowhere to go. I'm cold. I'm this. I'm that. And I was like, I don't care. Like, you need to go. Like, it was too much already. Like, it was constant. He started, like, I don't know what he was using, but he was trying to break into my door. So there were shavings all over my lock where he was shaving
The
the door because he
locks.
was trying to, yeah, he was trying to break in. And I was like, oh, you know what? Actually, what made it enough is I got sick and I went to the doctor, to the hospital, because I was really, really sick. And whatever they gave me made me react to where I was like itching, like really crazy. And they
Yeah.
told me that there was like some shit. They basically assumed like I was high off of something. And I was like, what? He got high. His nose looked like he was like snowboarding all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? He prepared all my foods. He prepared all my drinks. He insisted on, being the one that cooks and everything. And when I went to the hospital and I seen that, I was like, is this motherfucker putting shit in my food to where, like, it's making me sleep? Like, it was the miscarriage, actually. That's when they said that there was blah blah in my blood. And I'm like, wait,
Oh
what?
shit. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't, like, do none of that. Like, and that's when everything started coming to light. When I was sick with going through the whole recovery, he started taking my meds, and then I noticed that he was switching my meds, and I was so loaded, and I'm like, this fucker. So then that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta get him out. I let him help me through recovery, and I was like, you gotta go. He didn't like the whole you gotta go. We just lost a baby. I don't care. I lost a baby. You just were part of it. Like I
Yeah.
lost the babies though. Like no. So he started going psycho. He started taking my keys. My keys were going missing. I would wake up, and even though he didn't have the way to get into the house, somehow he was in the house. Like how did he get in? You know. So it was like, what the heck? So I had to get my doors, my lock switch. I had to switch the locks to my car. He took the battery out of my car. I don't know how. Then I had a lattice gate I put around my patio.
Yeah.
He literally, I don't know how or why, he would go and he would either screw it shut to where I couldn't open the damn door, or he would take my whole ass door off and go throw it under the dumpsters in the apartments because obviously he had nowhere to put it. So
Oh
he
shit.
would throw it. I find it funny because I would always go get it back and screw it back on, and I was like, "Fucking idiot! Like you're
Yeah.
stupid," you know. But it was like shit like that. Like he would lock my windows. Like it was, oh man, like breaking my windows. Like when I say that man put me through abuse, it was like he put me through abuse, and I don't remember, I think it was that last time, November, he got locked up, and some girl Laura messages me, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? And then she tells me that she's his ex, and that she's sorry for breaking my windows and wants to know how she can repay me for all the times that she broke my windows because she's in the process of repent or some shit like that. And I'm like, what windows? What are you talking about? You know?
Yeah.
So then she tells me that back in 2017, when he got the kids taken away and he went to jail for the domestic violence case, he was sending her to break my windows on my Nissan Sentra. And I have all the pictures. It was 6 months straight.
Of your window
Six
being broken.
fucking months. Every fucking goddamn other day. It was my front window. It was my back window. It was my side window. It was Andrea's window. It was Brian's window. It was like back and forth and back. But it like this, me and the dude, the window dude, we're like really good friends. Like if you need a window, you can tell
Yeah.
him I sent you and he'll
Yeah.
give you a discount. Like it's sad, but like, and she admitted to me, and I'm like, wait, he sent you? And she was like, yeah, he sent me from jail and told me that I had to do this and this and this and this. And that's when I was like, you know what,
Wait, was
Janet, like
she also afraid of him? Because you said that was his ex, right?
that was his ex, and she was also afraid of him.
Damn.
And I was like, you know what? I was like this is it. I was like, Janet, you can't go back no more. You can't keep doing this shit no more. Like, and this is now 2019, and I was like, I can't keep fucking doing this. Like, this guy got me done fucked up. Like, this is too much, you know? This is too much. And so there I go like a fucking idiot again. And I think it was January 2020. He calls me that he's stuck in Santa Barbara and he needs a ride. So I go get him, and he totals my car on the way back.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, if I know any better, like this is God's way of telling me you're an idiot. This is what you get. Like,
Yeah.
and I know it, and I know, but I was like, geez, so I was trying to work my way to get out, you know, for a long time, but it was just hard because here I have the kids, and then I have him, and it was just like, how do I get out? Like, this is hard. Like, I have nowhere to go. He knows exactly where I live. He just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. But we didn't have a car, so I was like, maybe he just won't fuck with me because we don't have a car, you know. And then, but I was like, whatever. So then, because we didn't have a car, so this is January. By March, yeah, by Drea's birthday, March, like a month later, he disappears. I'm just not important no more, you know, because I don't have a car no more.
Right.
And I'm like, cool. So we're doing good. Like everything's cool. We're good. Everything's good and gravy. Like, so I'm like, I'm car shopping where everything's good. We're amazing. You know, everything's cool. Come December, I think it was December 2020. I was hanging out in the patio, and I have the lattice fence because I made it to where it could block me because I'm on the first floor and we don't have no gate.
Yeah.
And there's like homeless and shit that walk around, and I was like, I have it blocked so people don't see me. And it's funny because people literally will not, you can't see in, but you have perfect view watching them out. But they don't even notice you're sitting right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'd be sitting there smoking and they can't even see me, you know? So I'm chilling right there and I just hear the tire, and that shit traumatizes me. I hear the tires roll up. It's like the tires. And I'm like, oh shit. By the time I looked up, he's already coming at me like full force.
What
And he
the
just
fuck?
grabs me, like pulls me up and then throws me back down. And I'm like with my bong in my hand, like I busted a George Lopez. I'm not gonna lie. I was holding onto my bong trying to save that bitch. I couldn't think. It just happened too fast, and I'm just saving that hoe. Like, oh god. Now I look back and I'm like, why didn't you fucking throw the bong in his head, you idiot? Like, but I was so stuck, and he picked me up
So
from my
you
bed.
haven't seen him in almost a year, and that's what he comes to do.
Yeah, I know.
What the
Like we
fuck?
haven't even seen each other. We haven't heard from each other. Like nada. Like, and I was like, what the hell? Like he knew that I had gotten a new car. He knew like all of that, so I was like, maybe he's pissed. Like I don't know, like what the fuck is going on. Every time
Yeah,
he came around, I was calling the cops. There was Officer Gray. Oh my god, he was amazing. He literally would fucking camp out of our parking in the apartment to try to catch him,
yeah,
because he was like, you're not gonna be a victim. Like I'm gonna make sure I save you. And he would try to catch him. He couldn't fucking catch him. And that day he snuck up on my ass. And I felt safe because, like I said, Officer Gray was there. So you're muy chingona, I'm safe. Yeah,
yeah.
right. Get beat, you safe. But he beat my ass. He picked me up from the bench, threw me against the bench. I couldn't even fight at this point. I was so stuck. And then he threw me through the lattice fence that I
Yeah,
had. And I have pictures. It's like a big ass lattice fence, and then there's like a little gate attached. My whole lattice pushed through because he tried to throw me through it, but I obviously I can't break it, you know,
yeah,
too small. But it pushed. It pushed through, and then he picked me up from there. And I'm trying to run, trying to get to the door, but I have Andrea inside and asleep. Luckily, she was the only one there, but I'm like, fuck, like I need to get to the baby, you know. And he threw me to the as I'm running to my screen door. He slammed my face on the screen door, and my nose broke.
oh my god.
And then he smashed my fingers on the door. He kept slamming my fingers. And when we finally got inside, I was like stuck between like book it to the door and leave, or book it to the room and grab Andrea. But then I was like, he's gonna fucking beat me, and he's gonna beat me in front of the baby, and now she's gonna get hurt, you know?
Yeah,
So then I'm thinking, grab a knife and kill the bitch. So when I went to go try to grab the knife, he grabbed me, and I had my couch kind of like, it was weird. Like I had it set up to kind of separate what was the kitchen and what was the living room. So the back of the couch was just like you walk by it, you know?
yeah,
And he grabbed me and he threw me against the couch, the back of the couch, like 3, 4 times. Like it was an intentional trying to break my back. And that's where I felt that one snap, and I was like, fuck. Like I can't even run at this point. I can't do nothing. Like he got me cut. Like he got me to where it hurt. And so I went back, and I was trying to, like, I need to sit, you know, my back is like fucking crunching at this point, like holy shit. And he put me on the bed and he choked me out, and that's when I just completely passed out. And then when I wake up, he was like, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he was like on top of me. And I just fucking pushed him so fucking fast. It was like everything adrenaline in me like kicked in, and I just pushed him off so fast. I booked it through the front door. I don't even know how I did it, but I booked it through the front door where I was able to grab the keys. Because you know how I don't know about you, but I have a key holder right by my door.
yeah,
I fucking grabbed them shit so fast and flew out the door, and I happened to grab the right key. And the car was a touch key, the touch car or whatever.
yeah.
So I don't even need to push nothing. Like Lamazia again, I slipped in and locked, and vamonos. I was out that motherfucker. When I got out, I called 911. And sorry. I called 911 and I told them, like, my abuser's here. I've been calling you guys. They already knew, and they showed up quick. And one of the neighbors, because I was like, they were like, get out of there. And I'm like, my kid's there, dude. So I saw one of my neighbors, and I till this day I say she's an angel because I never found her. I never found her again. Never seen the kid again. But this little girl, like probably like 16, 15, 16, showed up out of nowhere. And she was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes," like panicking, And she's like, "I heard everything, but I didn't make it down on time." And I'm thinking in my head, out of all these motherfuckers, only this kid came down to make sure I was okay. Like, they all heard me. They
Yeah.
all seen me get my ass beat. And only she came down. Like, okay, but she went in to the house, to the room, made sure I grabbed Andrea, walked me out to the car. I even offered her, "Can I, give you a ride to wherever, your apartment is?" She was like, "No, it's okay. I'll walk." Never seen her again. Ever again. And I'm
Wow.
like, I go, "Man," I go, "whoever that girl was," I go, "she was my angel." I go, "She came to make sure that I got my daughter and I had my daughter with me, protected with me." But then that's when I was like, I'm not like, this is it. This is it, because he hurt me with intentions to, he wanted to kill me. Like, and I know he wanted to kill me, and he didn't, and he didn't succeed, which is good, but I know, or at least I feel that he still has it out to get me whenever he can get me, or if he ever gets with another girl, he's gonna do the same shit again.
So is he locked up right now, or what's the status?
He actually just got released
Oh
on the 7th.
fuck. You're joking.
I know, but it's because, and I tell everybody, nobody believes me. His mom was murdered back in 1995. She had one of the most horrific murders at Port Hueneme. There's actually a documentary about her. I think it's like The Neighbor Next Door or something. But there's like a whole documentary about it. Her name's Norma Rodriguez. She was murdered by her coworker. He duct taped her entire face, and they didn't find her for 3 days. After they found her, Austin had been chilling with her for those entire 3 days.
What
So,
the fuck?
yeah, so a lot of people say, "Oh, está loco because, su mamá and whatever he went through with his mom." But it's like, you would think that because of the fact that his mom was choked and, whatever, killed that way, like he wouldn't do that. But that's the one thing, abuse
Yeah, I
he
just
leads to.
I just look I just googled it and it said I googled
Oh, yeah.
her name and then Port Hueneme and then it said this was the too bizarre for words. Mom found killed with head wrapped in duct tape. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, I'm not going to read it right now, but this was back in June 1st, 1993. Port Hueneme Police Department received a shocking call of a man who said his ex-wife had been murdered. Um, she
Mm-hmm.
was 32 years old, and then, holy shit, I mean,
It was crazy. So because of that,
and then the
they have
boys,
leniency for
the
him.
boys were 4 and 11, so I'm assuming he was the 11-year-old,
For
the 4-year-old.
No, he was four. He stayed with his mom for 3 days. So what he tells me, because he told me, parts and stuff, was that he hid, that she told him to hide, and he hid. I believe that she did everything in her power as a mother to make sure that the focus stayed on her
Right.
to save him, which makes sense,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But everybody says, está loco because of that and blah blah blah. But I think that Port Hueneme Police has a huge leniency on him because, oh my God, he's the little boy whose mom was murdered and he was with his mom for so many days. And I get it. But it's like, shit, like, you look at his history and he's never done time. His brother murdered somebody.
Oh shit.
He fucking put a key to the guy's throat and murdered him, and he got 5 years for murder. So it goes to tell you, Port Hueneme, again, Port Hueneme. It goes to tell you they have leniency on him. This time he was supposed to do 5 years. Austin was sentenced 5 years for domestic violence, and he went in August and he was out by February. He did like 6 months, if anything. And I'm like, it's all leniency. It's all them that are just slapping, like, déjalo, it's
They're
okay,
slapping him on the
déjalo, it's
wrist.
okay. Both of them, both of them. And I'm like,
Damn.
it's fucked up, but
So,
I actually just had a call, and I told my husband, I'm gonna write that shit down. I got a call because my husband and I had a case. It was more like how you said, like, He shouldn't be putting hands on me, period. But he was just mad. We were just arguing, and he grabbed me by my hair, and he was like, "Fuck, you pissed me off." And I called the cops. I was like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! I'm putting your ass in jail." But it wasn't like that. My attitude, I got scared. I genuinely got scared
Well,
because I
yeah,
was
you
like,
have a fucking trigger.
"Fuck." Yeah, so I was like, shit, and after he got locked up and everything, same thing, like you said, they were about to beat his ass, so they asked him what happened, and he told them what happened, and they were like, oh, she kind of deserved it, she was
Oh
kind of
my
being a
god.
cabrona. They were like, she
Yeah.
was kind of being, and I admitted to him, I go, it was kind of, I kind of, it's me, it's me, and it's what I struggle with, but when the DA called me, she tripped me out because she goes, I just wanted to tell you your case was rejected, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, I was going to ask to drop it anyways. But she goes, your case was rejected because you have different versions of your story. No fucking shit. His story's not going to be hers, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that makes no sense. And then she goes, there is no adult witness. No shit. It's a domestic situation. It's going to be between the two people. There's usually
Right.
not a fucking third or fourth person. And then she said, not enough to prove the case. Why? Because there's different versions and because no adult witness was there? That's stupid. And then she said, and ethically, she cannot pursue the case because she would only make herself look foolish. And I give a fuck why. Like, try, bitch, try for me. And then she was like, there wasn't enough bruising on your body, so it's just gonna get rejected anyway.
There
But
wasn't enough bruising in your body.
Mhm. And I told my husband, in my case, I'm happy it was rejected because I was gonna ask for it anyway. It was just a foolish thing between you and I.
Yeah.
And I go, but it's sad because how many other people are going through actual domestic violence cases,
You
and
have
this is what you're looking at.
you have a severe fucking trigger. And
Oh
and
fuck
and if
yeah,
the moment someone raises their voice, I guarantee you fucking jump. Or what's the other word? PTSD?
oh yeah,
Yeah, big time. Big
yeah.
time. And
And it sucks though because like he tells me, he goes, I feel like I'm walking on stones with you, and he is, and I tell him you are, and I'm sorry, and like damn, like 3-4 years you've been with me, like props to you because he's been dealing with somebody that's broken,
yeah.
trying to repair me, and he gets angry, and he wants to like and he can't because he knows it's a trigger to me, so he tries to like learn how to talk to me, which betters our relationship. But that day, like I said, it was a day that he was just like, I can't fucking take this shit no more.
Yeah.
And so he yelled, he said things, and I said things, and it was just like back and forth, like, and then things just escalated basically.
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it is crazy though. I was tripping out though when the DA called me because I was like, it's fucked up, like how many other cases are there out there where these women are actually like in genuine,
Yeah.
like it could have been real, like it was real, like he did pull my hair, but of course between he and I, we know exactly what happened. We were able to talk about it. We jumped onto parenting classes, we jumped onto anger management, we did what we had to do because we recognized, our wrongs. But not everybody recognizes those things.
Right.
I recognize those things because I am a victim of domestic violence, because I do know and I see like where we're going, and I'm like, hey, we need to stop and we need to do things different, or I'm gonna leave, because that's just how I am now. Like, I'm not gonna put up with nobody's shit. I'm gonna go, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. And but then, like I said, I look at it and I'm like, how many other victims are there that genuinely, they are being hurt, and they are in these situations, and this is the shit that they're looking at and thinking of it like, oh, who cares? Or like my husband goes, he's all, did you know that the cop told me that he could tell you're lying? And I go, are you serious? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I could tell she's lying, but I have to do my job anyway. He
Yeah.
goes, I'm sorry, bro. And I
Yeah.
go, are you fucking kidding me? And I go, so he's like basically like supporting you, like, which is cool, they need support too. But at the same time, it's like, you're making us look like a
The
joke. And then,
very first time the cops were called, it was me. It was because I had walked out of the house, and she was blocking the door, so it was my shoulders kind of, bumping into hers, kind of like one of those. What do you call
yeah,
those? Chest checks, what do we call them? And
I have no idea.
shoulder check. And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just me trying to get out. I didn't shove her. It was just me kind of getting out and kind of shoulder checked her for a second. Um, Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
No worries. Bless you.
Sorry, they're only 7.
No worries. And so I heard that my one of the neighbors she called the police. So instead of me going to work and getting arrested at work, I freaking sat on the one of like the sidewalk in the alley, and then the cops came over and they're like, "Hey man, nothing happened. But sadly, thanks to O.J. Simpson, I have to arrest you." I'm like, "Fuck!" Because of O.J. Simpson, I have to arrest you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. So I sat in jail for 5 days because you don't go to court until 3 days after. You get arrested 3 business days. So Saturday and Sunday didn't fucking count.
Oh, no wonder they were gonna do that to yeah, they were gonna do that to Isaac too, and I was like, oh dang,
Yeah.
like that's crazy.
So, yeah, nothing. I mean,
I,
not to brag or nothing, but it sounds like what happened to you, and I was a fucking saint because damn, this guy put you through hell and back.
yeah, yeah, and he did, and like every time it was like he was so hard, he was so hard, he was so hard,
It's bullshit.
and
That's
they
bullshit.
just would let him come home, and I think like I look back at it because I still go through it and I still try to like why like what were you thinking, and I think sometimes I look back and I'm like maybe like my dumb ass kept taking him back because they would release him like it was okay, you
Yeah.
know, and it made me think like it's okay, you know, they didn't take it
Well,
serious, why should I take it
when I
serious?
was so I was I like when I started the podcast, I said when we started talking about this, I did say that I grew up watching this, and you know I always saw my mom getting her ass whooped, and she would always stay. So it's like to when I slapped my baby's mom, it's like because that's what they did to my mom, and she always stayed. You know what I mean? And this girl's about to fucking go and hang out with some other guy, and I don't want her to leave, and I fucking slap her. And I think it wasn't until like 17, I was 17 years old when I fucking started just stepping up to these guys and wasn't allowing it anymore. I
Hmm.
wasn't allowing them to fucking to lay hands on her anymore. And we say back like the whole bullshit that I'm not trying to say it, but I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Did she deserve it? Now that I know how my mom was, I'm like, fuck it. She knew how she can fucking push people's buttons. I mean, shit,
Hmm.
she pushed mine till I was like fucking done. I'm out. And I mean, fuck, sad to say, and I don't think I've said it out loud, but shit, I hit my mom. I dropped her on her ass one day. She wouldn't let me take my fucking car, and I was like, fuck. And so I know that's the one thing that she's always holding on to, and that's the reason why our relationship will never get better because she's always gonna hold on to that. And I mean, fuck, it is what it is, right? But yeah, no, I know she can push people's buttons, and like I said, I was 17 years old, and I said enough. One day, I remember jumping up, what do you call those love seat sofas, and just fucking, I jumped it. I had fucking friends hanging out with us, and I jumped the fucking sofa and just started wailing on this guy. And ever since that day, he never raised his hand again. But yeah, but again, nothing to what the fuck you're saying. Nothing close to what you're saying.
That was just that day because throughout the years, man, this guy he just fucked with me in so many ways. It's like man, I look back and I'm like, fuck, like I think a couple years ago, like last year, this year, I was applying for disability, and I seen that I was actually approved for disability back in 2015 when I went on maternity leave to have Andrea,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave me like $800. He took those because I never seen those.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, damn. I'm like, he took my money. He took my pills whenever I had any kind of medicine. He was stealing my pills. He would take food, whatever food we had, and he would go feed his fucking homeless girlfriends or whatever. Like he'd take my car. He did so much. He just took advantage of us in like every way, shape, and form. And I was so naive to like realize anything. Like
Yeah.
I just wanted him to be a dad. I just wanted him to, that's it, just be a dad.
Yeah.
And that was it. And he couldn't. No matter what he did, he just didn't have it in him to be a goddamn dad.
And whose dad is he?
Andrea's. Her
Oh, okay.
birthday's coming up, and I feel so bad because I'm like, I told her, I go, I forgot about your birthday, mommy. I'm so sorry. And she goes, all I want for my birthday is a necklace with my dad in it. And I'm like, oh, I feel bad because she wants to see him for the good person, and I don't put shit in her head. I
Right.
let her think, whatever. But I'm like, fuck, like it's unfortunate. Like that's his only daughter, and here he is still being a fucking idiot. Like, get your shit together already. Like, be a normal person. Like, go to classes, do what you gotta do, and just be a dad. Like, teach her better, show her better. Like, put the standards for her like high, like to where nobody's gonna ever hurt her or disrespect her. But instead, he did the opposite. Yeah, that is what it is. But I
Yeah.
hope that the time he did do in prison hopefully helped him, and he's hopefully a better person. Sale to do the same shit. He's been out since for like 2-3 weeks, so
No idea where you guys live
it's
at?
on him. No, it's up to him. Like, are you gonna come out and be sober and stay straight, or are you gonna come out and be an idiot?
Yeah.
He has the choice to do what he wants to do, but
I hope by now you own a taser.
I do. Lydia got me one from TJ.
Nice.
Yeah, she got me one from TJ, and then I had pepper spray, but I got rid of it because fucking Ryan pepper sprayed Andrea.
Oh
And I'm
shit.
like, I know. I was like, here's this little 4-year-old all pepper sprayed, poor thing.
Oh man.
So I got rid of the stupid pepper spray, but yeah, but it's crazy because even having all these things, like I'm telling you, at the time of the moment, I had the stupid taser when he attacked me. But at the time of the moment, you can't even think. Like he's rolled up on me. I was at McDonald's by Walmart one time, and I'm getting the kids. They're situated with their food,
Yeah.
and he just fucking rolls up on me. Like I freeze. Like when I say I freeze, I can't even like function. I can't. I start shaking, and I'm like stuck like an idiot because he's just like that one person that I know he's gonna fucking end me. Like I've seen him at Walmart. He's such a dick, fucking ass on his goddamn bike. I should have ran his stupid ass over. I went for a pickup order, the curbside
Yeah.
pickup order. Doesn't this motherfucker in his fucking bike, and to top it off, a fucking kid bike, not even a big bike, a little fucking kid bike, rolls in and takes my curbside parking?
What the fuck?
But he did it with the whole intention, and he just looked at me like, "What, bitch?" And I was like, "Oh, I swear." That's why I said I should have just ran his ass over. But I'm
Damn.
just like, ugh, it just like me da like. I'm not scared of nobody, but that motherfucker scares me. Like,
I mean, he put you through shit for 10 years.
I think, yeah, I think it scares me because it's like I know it's either he's gonna hurt me or I'm gonna kill him,
Right.
and I think that's the scary part. Is like it's not gonna end good regardless.
Right.
So,
So
but
have you guys have you guys ever thought about leaving Ventura County?
I've been telling Isaac that I want to leave because we went to New Mexico and I felt so free. I
Right.
just I was like I feel so free. Like I can just breathe. I can walk. I don't have to be worried about anything. This time that he was locked up, unfortunately, I found out too late that he was locked up. So I had like 2-3 months of freedom, but it felt good. Like
Yeah.
just to be able to be myself and just not have to worry about like, fuck, is that him? Like, is he rolling up on us or something?
Yeah.
But it's just our moms. That's what keeps us here is the fact that my mom's so old and
Right.
then
That's
his
right.
mom's so
That's right.
old. And
Yeah.
yeah, so then we're just like, well, let's just wait till our moms. And I'm like, fucking bitches, I'm gonna end up dying before they do. Like, shit, man. For real. I'm like, fuck. I'm over sacrificing my life for you guys. I
Damn.
just want to leave. Like, right now, I'm actually looking for, we're looking for a bigger house. And I found a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. But it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath inside. And then the outside, 1-bedroom, 1-bath.
Okay.
And I will put the bitches over there. Like, we're good. Like, let's go. Come on. And he go,
Yeah.
you're really trying to leave with everybody? And I go, yeah. Like, come on.
Honestly,
Like,
Janet. Honestly,
jeez.
Janet. The my lawyer when I had custody of the kids, she told me that it would be a good idea to get the kids out of Ventura County, and she even told Letty, my wife, that she's like, you need to get Andy out of Oxnard, and even my mother-in-law said, you guys, Andy has been through so much trauma. Nothing like yours, but and it would do him good to leave. And I struggled. I struggled at first.
It's hard.
Moving out here when I was
trauma bond.
Yeah.
See?
That year that I lived out here was horrible. I mean, I hated it. I wanted to go home, but then when I would drive to Ventura to Oxnard to drop off the kids to go visit their mom, the moment we went over the grade and you can see all of Camarillo, Oxnard. Yes.
And you're like, ugh.
Yes. We can be fucking jamming to fucking Vanessa Carlton, like in fucking and White Chicks and shit, right? And the moment you get on top of that grade and you look down, that fucking song goes to from la 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 da 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 da. Oh, fuck, we're back.
And then the vibes,
yeah.
It's like I used to tell my mother, it's not my mother-in-law no more, Ryan's grandma. I used to tell her, because when I lived with her in Temecula, she would let me drive out here, and I would tell her, I hate it. And she's like, why? And I go, it's like a black cloud.
Yeah.
It's like I have to break through that fucking cloud, but I have a special VIP because I'm from here.
Yeah.
And I go, I fucking hate it. It's gross. It's a gross feeling. You can feel it. You can feel you can smell it. And I was like, everything. But it's funny because you're like the only person that sees it like that. Nobody else tells me that. And I go, how do you know? I go, it's literally right when you hit the grade. Literally at the grade.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Smell it todo.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the moment you hit the top of that grade, you look down and you see Camarillo, Ventura, Oxnard, all that. It's like...
It's supposed to be pretty.
I think there was one time where we actually planned a visit to visit family and friends and stuff. That it didn't feel like that because we knew where we were going, But when I was taking the kids to go visit their mom, it was like kind of like, this is what we're here for. God. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think that's too. That's probably why, because you have all the negative. Like,
yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's trauma. That's where the trauma was created in Oxnard or whatever, Ventura County and shit. And it's like, it sucks. And I guarantee, and if it wasn't for your mom, but I would guarantee that you would be better off getting out of there.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. And I thought about it before. I even was like, I'm just gonna leave her, but that hurts my heart.
Yeah. So shit. Well, fuck. It's time for me to go to bed because I gotta go to work tomorrow. But I mean, Janet, thank you for coming on and sharing a story that you've been wanting to share for a very long time. And
I just want basically others to know that it's okay, and there's somebody to talk to, because I know that people feel trapped, and I get a lot of women who message me and ask me like, what do I do? How do I do this? And it's fine. Like reach out to your other people. Like have confidence. Like we should all be able to help each other.
I love you for the fact that you were gonna share your story on your TikTok, and you're like, nah, I told Andres first.
Yeah, I was like, girl, I don't even know you. I almost did it, and I ended it real quick. I was like,
no, I told Andres first, so thank you for that.
Yeah, I told my husband too, and he goes, oh, I give you props, mad respect. And I was like, I go, he's been waiting like a whole year. So I was like, I felt so guilty, and I was like, oh, fuck, I can't do this.
No worries. Thank you. You know that I've been here, like I said, there's, hopefully you got something off your chest that you've been holding on to for a while, and if that's what this podcast is for, and so I got to get to bed. You probably have to go attend to your babies. So Janet, like I end every podcast, thank you for riding with me.
Yes, thank you, and we'll do it next time again, Ahmed.
Alrighty then. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Indie Podcast. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean.